Gather on the TV set, folks. The Bruce Show is on the air. Juice Bruce, get loose. You know that you got the juice, oh yeah. Loose, get loose. You know that you got the juice. Juice Bruce is on the air. Juice Bruce Show's on the air. All right, folks. Welcome to another Bruce Show. We always like to get the Bruce Show started off with a good prayer. So, Lord, our Heavenly Father, we thank you for your many blessings. You are the greatest and the mightiest and the holiest ever in all the heavens and all the earths and anywhere else. And we admire everything about you. We'd humbly strive to do your work here on earth, Lord. And Lord, we'd ask you for good health. We'd ask you to forgive our transgressions. We'd ask you to save the lives of the people from the tragedy and disaster around the world. And we'd ask you to show the people our common understanding. And we'd ask for these things in the name of the Lord. Amen. All right, folks, well, you can see I got cleaned up. It's springtime, practically summer. And, the weather finally warmed up. We got it's May 5th today, Sunday, May 5th. And so we got the Cheesy Bruce camera. We got my own camera here. I went down to the station on Friday, and the joint was closed. I needed the camera because this is the big fishing derby. This is a big fishing derby weekend, and we're hoping they'll catch a fish this year. Hold on just for a second, all right? Hold on. Telling you, no red light on this camera. I can't tell if I'm on or not, but we're doing the best we can. Like I say, I don't know what they're doing. Why are the places closed on Friday? What is it, May Day? May 3rd? We're going to celebrate May Day around here? Whatever. I got the Bruce camera, so we've fallen back on that. So if the tape looks a little grainy, that's because the Bruce camera is kind of cheap, you know? At any rate, that was Walter. He's calling me up to make sure I'm not late, and then wasting my time, and I will be late. All right, so, I was threatening before I was going to go off on all of this local stuff, and I'm telling you, one of these days I might. Maybe by the end of this show, if we got any extra tape, I know there's at least one thing the town's doing, and probably if I don't say it this time, I'll never say it, so. But, I don't even care for the most part. You know what I'm saying? I care about what happened in Boston. We ain't forgetting about that, and we ain't getting past it. The whole thing is a fiasco and a tragedy. Like I say, we're gonna go fishing derby and truck show today, and if there's any time left, I tuned this guitar. It was out of tune. Sorry about the last 4 shows. Watch 'em rolling away again. Don't you know? Some days I'm just sitting on the dock here in Old Head Lane, just watching the sun and the sand all slipping away. She can't know about sitting on the dock here by the bay, just wasting time. Lord, if you think about it, nothing more to say. It's my sand and the sun all slipping away. You can't, I know about sitting on the dock here by the bay, just wasting time. Oh, if you think about it, there's nothing more to say. Yeah, well, it looked like nothing's gonna change. Everything is still remain just about the same. I can't be doing what 10 people tell me to do, so I guess I'm just gonna remain the same. Sit down here, resting my bones, baby. Loneliness, it won't leave me alone. Don't you know, some days I say 2,000 miles I think I have roamed just to make this old head dock here my home. Don't you know, some days I'm just sitting on the dock here by the bay, just watching the all slipping away. She can't, I know about sitting on the dock here by the bay, just wasting time. But when you think about it, there's nothing more to say. So I guess I'll just remain, oh yes, remain the same. Oh yeah, sitting here resting my bones, and baby, loneliness, it won't leave me alone. Don't you know, some days I'm just 1,000 miles I think I have roamed just to make this old head dock here my home. Don't you know, some days I'm just sitting on the dock here by the bay, just watching the sand and the sun all slipping away. You can't, I know about sitting on the dock here by the bay, just wasting time, love, if you think about it. Alright, well, as usual, I am running late, so we're going to go to the fishing derby, and I hope the kids catch some fish this year. So you want to make sure I get there on time so I can catch the first catch of the day. Alright, so bear with me and we'll be right back. Hold on. Alright, we're down here in South Deerfield. We got the brain trust of the Rod and Gun Club right here. If anything goes right, it's his fault. If anything goes wrong, it's everyone else's. Alright, what do you got to say, sir?
You really want to know?
I don't think you can record that on television.
All right, look over here. We'll see the man stocked the fish, built the cage. He's responsible. Stanley Stakarski. All right, and then over here we've got under the tent. We've got some hot dogs getting ready to go. I'm gonna try something here. We're gonna let Walter hold on to the camera and see what happens. So this will be a new experiment. All right, hold on.
Oh, mine's up. Don't worry. I'll keep my clip up. I'm getting a nibble.
Down here to criticize?
No, give you hell.
You just come down here to criticize? Here, go over there and watch a guy cook a burger.
You'll end up in the pond.
Yeah, Alicia. Yeah, Alicia. Woohoo.
Take it home and eat it. And, but you need,
Look at him.
There you go.
Okay. Get up, don't drop it. Get up. Don't let it go.
hang on to him.
Just get up here on the road.
I gotta climb under.
Okay.
He's gonna do his in-depth interview now.
That his pole, he just like leaves his pole and takes
It got tangled up as soon as I saw it go down.
That's why you went after it.
Swallow it or
Alright,
Hooked him. He took
Okay.
it.
Now go over
I'll
there.
fix your
He'll
pole.
Yes,
measure it up for you.
another one.
One more piece and it's now hooked to it.
You know, to speak. I mean, like I call Skip. He's well, my there's no problem. Because as long as you don't charge for anything, there's no liability on the landowner.
Oh, wait. Alright, come on over.
Ew, what is that?
What is what?
That is what he caught.
A frog. A frog, honey.
Oh, Auntie, look at the tackle. Thing's huge.
Yeah?
All right, folks. Well, there you go. The fishing derby's over. The kids caught a few more fish this year. We're over here at headquarters. They made me go into that tent and sell hot dogs. That guy right there, walking away, he's the one that had the camera. So if you have any issues with this particular TV show, find that fellow. Alright, so now I'm going to go to the truck show. I have no idea how this is going to come out, seeing as I didn't do it. It's all this fella's fault. And if the battery doesn't run out and I don't run out of tape, we'll see what we get. Alright, hold on. Oh yeah, I'm recording. Well, I'm at the truck show and I'm out of batteries. So, I guess we're going to blame this brew show on technical difficulties. You know what I'm saying? But I'll go over here, and if the battery works a little bit, like I say, I don't know what Wally got on this video over at the fishing derby. So we'll just have to hope for the best, okay? Hold on, I'm going to turn it back on when we get to the trucks. You can see we are down here at the Yankee Candle facility. The Yankee Candle building over there, Yankee Candles. Right? Yankee Candles have been kind enough to allow the antique truck place, antique truck club, to have their event down here. So I'm starting to come up on it now. Hold on a minute. All right, I'm just about over here now. I'm gonna turn the camera on. You can see what I'm looking at. Alright, we're gonna have to go for the quick walkthrough because we don't know if we have any batteries left. Diamond Rio. Big old dump. That's a Mack. Robert E. West trucking. Another Mack. It's a beauty. Here. Mack, Broadway. I think that's a Ford. Auto car.
Oh, maybe they are.
I think they made those
Antique Truck Club of America. There you go. This looks like a cattle truck. There's a picture of a cow on the side. There you go. Big old truck. Look at how long that one is. Tyler Brothers, Barnerston, Vermont. There's the Kenworth from Plotch Farms. There's an old truck. What a beauty. That's a Federal? I don't think we've ever had a Federal before. International. Yep, come down here. Half the time they're all done by the time I get here. Old tow truck. Auto car. Comes from Harold's Garage.
Why'd you change it?
Well, I hit a car.
Travel, man. Look at that pretty truck. Big Freightliner. Mack. See you later. Plotch Farms. There's a lot of nice trucks. Peterbilt. International. Mack. Pretty auto car. Look at this truck. What's good? Fancy paint to it. And little gray Mack. That's pretty. George D. Judd and Sons. I know who they are. Goshen Stone from George D. Judd and Sons, Goshen, Massachusetts. There you go. You want some Goshen Stone? That's who to call. Here's the little trucks. Here's some little pickups. This is a Chevrolet. Oh, look at a little hot rod. Little hot rod. That's a nice one. And the Model A Ford, pristine condition. You like that? That's nice. Big trucks over here. There you go. You want to buy an antique truck? Lemonade. Less than $11,000. That is a All right, so all right, folks, here's the deal. Like I say, we're going to have to blame it on technical difficulties. I apologize for all that tape Walter shot. Hi. Trying to bring up the quality of the programming on the Bruce Show, not drag it down further, right? And then at the end there, I thought my battery had already failed because there was no picture in the viewfinder anymore. But now I know. The camera's still taking pictures for a while after the battery says it's dead and you're not seeing anything anymore. So, you know, it's a very artistical montage there I have at the end. I call it Following the Man Walking, followed by Sky. Yeah. The other thing is, see, like this tape, I got a 65-minute tape, and this camera uses up a 65-minute tape in 46 minutes, I think it is. So, said there were 14 minutes left on this tape. So, unfortunately for you, you're going to have to get all the Walter footage, the wandering around, following a man walking in the sky, and we're still not going to use up all the time we got. So I'm going to show you all the commercials I can figure out. And oh yeah, I did 2 takes of the beginning of this show when I did the prayer because I thought I screwed up the sound. I thought I had forgotten to turn this microphone on. So I went back and did it again, and I'm going to show you that again too. So we'll have the song at the beginning and the song at the end. They're going to be exactly the same. You can see, you'll be able to tell how much I can remember from the first time I did something, or how much I want to remember, or whatever. Alright? And I got some, the last show I did 2 takes of the, Murderer. And, because I screwed the sound up on the first one of those too. So I did it again with the sound better. But then I had my hoodie up. I had the hoodie up because I forgot. And, you know, because it was a little while later and it was cold in here. And the other thing, I forgot to bless the people down in Boston again, I think, on the second take. So I had to go to the first take anyways, last show, even though the sound was screwed up. So I'll show that one to you again if I can find that tape, or if it's still on the thing down there. So that gets us back to it, you know. I'm going to use up the rest of this tape. And so the last show I did was on Patriots Day, April 15th. Like I say, today is May 5th. So it's like almost 3 weeks later, I think. And so, you know, we've all seen the aftermath here. We've all seen the reporting, the coverage. And I got to say, hey, kids, you know, if you're out there and you're having some confusion, you know, about whether you want to be like going to the left, you know, which is your right, but or to the right, you know, if you want to be a liberal, if you want to be a progressive. So here you go, you know, here you go. Look at this event. The left absolutely can't deal with it. They're in denial. First, they'd rather just say it didn't happen, and then they're delusional, okay? Once you admit that it actually did happen, and then you're trying to figure out, you know, the culprits, you know, oh, anything but, you know, Islamic jihad, anything but the Islamic fundamentalist jihad, right? how many times have I heard the term, well, they started with homegrown, you know? That's not exactly true at all. Not even exactly. Now they're talking self-radicalized. You heard how many mouths this is coming out of? The mouths of the deniers, the mouths of the delusional, self-radicalized, huh? So that makes it more or less not anybody's fault, I guess. Couldn't be helped. No one knows what to do about some crazy guy who goes self-radicalized. We still don't want to. We don't want to point the finger at any kind of group or sect, that's causing this problem, right? That would be unkind. As long as we continue to be unkind to these murderers, maybe they'll like us. Like I say, I'm talking up here philosophically. They ain't got a leg to stand on. They don't know where they're going. The heads are up their asses, okay? You can't identify the enemy. You don't want to identify the enemy. Apparently what they're all worried about, I guess the progressives are worried about mistreatment of the Muslims. The biggest worry in all of this thing is not the safety of the Americans, it's the mistreatment of the Muslims. They don't want the American people to go crazy. Take revenge, right? That's the whole point. That's the whole point of the news broadcasting. That's the point of the placating coming out of Washington from the White House, etc. Refusal to even identify the problem. Like I say, philosophically, that's delusional. To not even be able to name your enemy, that's a problem. How can you govern if you can't even identify who your foes are? You don't want to admit that they did anything to you. The whole thing is just a disaster, a whole fiasco. Everybody's patting the cops all on the back. Oh, what a wonderful job the police did up there in Boston. They got their men. I'm like, what part of their job did they do well? What part? Did they prevent it? No. Did they have security? No. Could they find these people? No. The FBI's informed about these people, and they don't even attempt to keep tabs on them at all. Oh, we had to dissolve the investigation because we didn't have anything. We had to close the books on that. Everybody in America is all sitting around here talking about the Patriot Act and how they're taking away our civil rights, our constitutional rights. And then when it gets down to it, maybe they took away our constitutional rights, but they didn't take them away from the Islamic jihadists. They're afraid of offending the Islamic jihadists. They can still have privacy. They can still have the Fourth Amendment. 4 lawyers. The guy's lawyered up to the brink. What are we trying to prove? That we're considerate of our enemies? That we're fair and non-judgmental? That we have sympathy? Why? Why do we have sympathy for people that want to kill us? Huh? You think they're just misunderstood, maybe? They're blowing people up. The FBI is informed about these guys, right? You assume some FBI agent talked to them. I think that's what they said. They had pictures of the guys. They had pictures of these guys for like 2 days. What, the FBI agents that talked to them weren't involved in the case? They didn't have anything to do with Boston caseloads? They'd spent a tremendous amount of money on this investigation and the close down of Boston City. How much did that cost? Oh, we shouldn't even think about that, as long as everybody's safe. One kid is in the Boston school system. I'm watching Fox News one night. We got one of our security experts on there telling me a nice fairy tale about photo imaging technology. Hey, we're going to pinpoint places on your face, and then we can go to photo recognition. Any data bank that has a picture of this person in it anywhere is going to be recognizable. He's in the state school system, They graduated from high school in Boston. You don't have a picture of them in your database. You were informed of them by the Russian KGB or whatever. And you don't have a picture of them. You cost the entire city of Boston and surrounding towns an entire day of commerce, pretty much. You know, you had tens, millions of people, hundreds of thousands of people in their homes behind bolted doors. And we got to clap them on the back and say, tremendous job, fellas, you know? I sympathize with the family of the officer that shot in MIT there. That's another horrendous crime. You know, like I say, we don't have to understand this. All right? They got to understand us. You know? Yeah. All lawyered up. They don't even talk like they're going to be able to give him the death penalty. You know? I'm telling you, there's more sympathy for the callous murderer than there is the hard-working person. You know, the hard-working schlub that's got to go do his job every day. You know? It's insanity. And that's what we got. That's what we got here. Philosophical insanity. You know? I got no red light on this camera. I have no idea when I'm done talking. I got to talk for like 50. I could have looked at the clock, I guess, but any rate. Yeah. The whole thing is just ridiculous. They say like self-radicalized. You know? Did the media backtrack on any of their hallucinations? Did Chrissy Matthews backtrack about all that conjecture that it's had to be some kind of right-wing extremist? Or the guy that was posting about, oh, let's hope it's a, you know, white supremacist or whatever the hell he said. Right? No. Why didn't you want it to be Islamic Jihad? Just for Obama? Just to prove Obama's right or something? Benghazi's going to blow up. Benghazi's going to blow up, and the Democrats don't even care. They don't even care about it. I ask you, what kind of philosophy becomes so corrupt, so full? Well, remember what happens when your philosophy is corrupted by hypocrisy, right? The only things you're left with is two red-headed stepchildren, arrogance and cynicism, right? The arrogance to think nobody's going to care about 4 dead Americans who didn't get any protection, who didn't get any help, and then were covered up. Their deaths were covered up, right? And the cynicism to think it's just all going to go away. The cynicism to think that, you know, you can do this sort of thing, and you'll just come out okie dokie. Maybe it's the other way around. Maybe it's the cynicism to think that nobody gives a damn, and the arrogance to think you're going to get away with it. Right? Nixon went down for a lot smaller crime than this. They impeached Bill Clinton for a stain. They tried to. This is a major event. And the Democrats would rather be in denial and delusion. Okay? Anything for politics. Anything to win. You know? What's up with the gun debate? What happened here? You lost the vote. Are you going to go along like, you know, in the spirit of America? You know, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. We all have to get along. No. No. No, you didn't get it right. We'll have to do it again. We'll have to keep doing it until we, you know, get our way. You know, all the people. This is another hypocrisy of liberalism, all right? They claim to believe in equality, but they don't believe in equality. They believe in elitism, all right? When they say that they're going to not, you know, this gun or that gun, or they're going to take guns away, or, you know. All right, you lucky people. The tape broke there. I ran out of tape, so I was going to make that it, and you just have to watch commercials the rest of the time, but forgot to do a few things, and because I wanted to say goodbye to old Stanley Dernikowski. Stan passed away a week or so ago, and he tried to do a lot for the town of Amherst, and he was my neighbor, and he was a friend of mine, and we'll miss him a lot. And there was another tragedy. One of my oldest friends, Scott French from here in Amherst, who lives out in California now, he lost his son. He was only 23 years old. His name was Eric, and he was just a spectacular young man. Be greatly missed. Healthy as a horse, has a sudden brain hemorrhage and dies. Sometimes you wonder, maybe God's taking the good people, and as he wants to spare them from whatever is to come, Sometimes you have to wonder. So we'd like to say goodbye to him too, Eric French. And now we'll have to get back to it. Because, well, I was talking about the gun control thing there, and I just can't even believe it. I said the last time, the left's whole argument in this situation is an emotional argument, and they're still doing it. They still keep coming. It's in the media, it's on Morning Joe every single day, all morning long, apparently. I can't understand it. What, politically? What do they think? That enough propaganda and, everybody will have to do what they say? Is that the idea? Because, one might think that you're kind of harming your own cause at this point. They're trying to ambush Kelly Ayotte up in New Hampshire. They think they can threaten Kelly Ayotte over her, refusal to vote for background checks. They're trying to pull a card out of the NRA's book. They think that they're going to play the NRA now. Rata ruck, Charlie. Telling you, you ain't going nowhere. Kelly Ayotte ain't going to lose her seat over that. New Hampshire's a right to carry state. You don't even need a license to carry a gun. It's not Massachusetts. What do you think? What do you think, Morning Joe? You think enough people moved from Massachusetts into New Hampshire? Now they're going to change the laws in New Hampshire to suit your ilk? The people that moved into New Hampshire from Massachusetts, they moved to New Hampshire because they didn't like the way it is here. You think they want to change New Hampshire into Massachusetts? That's like the farthest thing from their minds. What do you think? You think Mika Brzezinski's got a nice little, log home or something up in the Berkshires or out in the Adirondacks or someplace? Way out in the boonies? And there's an escaped fugitive on the loose. He's considered armed and dangerous. And everybody's told to bolt their doors and stay inside. You think Mika Brzezinski wants a firearm in the house or no? Huh? You tell me. You think those people down in Watertown who are being kept in their homes at the threat of a mad bomber on the loose? You think if you were kept in your home, you'd prefer to have a firearm by your side? Or no? You leave it to whomever. You figure they can do a better job. You know, like I say, philosophically, I don't want to hear an emotional argument. Do you understand liberty? Do you understand the concept that in America, all men are created equal? That I'm the equal of the police officer? That I'm the equal of the justice? That I'm the equal of the news broadcaster? That I'm the equal, you know? Well, I shouldn't say the president, you know? Nobody's equal to the president, right? Maybe vice president. Maybe I'm the equal to the vice president. I don't get limo service. I don't get, shoot. I don't, you know. But I'm supposedly here in America, I'm the equal. My rights are the same as their rights, okay? The progressives simply don't understand that concept of America. I told you before, Dianne Feinstein had it in her bill. The military officers and police officers were exempt from the gun bans. Whatever. You know? Philosophically, what do you believe in? Do you believe in equality? Supposedly, that's one of their grounding philosophies, right? They go around demanding equality for this, you know, victim or that this other victim, you know? Whether the victimization is real or imagined, you know? Sometimes the victim is just because they're different. You know, if you're different, no amount of whatever is going to make you the same, right? It's like you could be different, but have the same rights, the same, you know. But to think that there's some kind of equal, that everyone gets an equal opportunity, you know, that's somehow, you know, what we're here and it's, you know, our right. It just doesn't work out like that. Life isn't like that, you know. They had an old commercial, right? You know, they had an old commercial. They had Larry Bird. He was working in the paint department, you know. He was behind the counter, you know, and there's Larry Bird, and he sells somebody a can of paint, and then he, you know, used a rag or something, and he wiped up the counter a little bit, and then he had the wadded up napkin or whatever, and he gave a nice little toss swish right in the wastebasket, you know, and they're like, whoa, if Larry Bird, you know, hadn't gotten the opportunity to, you know, excel at his trade or whatever, you know, where would he have ended up? Where would he be now, you know, and like the tragedy, you know, the abject tragedy of Larry Bird having to work in a paint store, it's like, you know, that's the point of the ad. Look what would have been missed, you know. But the harsh reality of the matter is that for every Larry Bird, you know, or Magic Johnson, you know, some guys, their skill ascends. That's for sure, all right? But for every one of those guys whose skill ascends and they get the opportunity and they have the abilities that it takes to complete the opportunity, to fulfill it, there's 1,000 guys. 1,000 guys who just, you know, didn't make that grade, didn't make that step, didn't get that opportunity, that are working in a paint store, you know, or on a ladder, you know. You can't be going through life acting like I'm a victim because I didn't get to be Larry Bird. You know, my opportunities didn't fall in line, so I ended up on a ladder. You know, I'm not a victim because I'm on a ladder. All right? That's just the row I got to hoe. You know, that's what I got to do. I can't worry that Larry Bird made it and he's, you know, a great basketball player and he didn't have to work in the paint store. You know? Only a few people are going to attain all of their dreams, you know, whatever magnificent dreams they can believe in. You know, a few people can do that. You know, for the rest of us, it's simple dreams, you know, little things. But that's what America gives you the opportunity to do. As long as you're not told what to do, you might be able to attain some of your simple dreams. It's been Mankind's highest aspiration since the earliest moments of recorded history. Liberty. The ability to do what you want. To try to fulfill your dreams. Philosophically, that's where we come from as Americans. Right? That doesn't involve things like Obamacare. Right? That's not liberty. That's directing me. That's telling me what I'm going to do. Right? It's got no place here in America. The gun control debate. Philosophically, if I'm your equal, I have a right to self-defense. I'm not here to kowtow to the police, to the government, to the military, to criminals, to murderers. If you kowtow to these murderers in Boston, I guess that's your affair. But I don't have to kowtow. All men are created equal. We have the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Right? Don't forget it. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. All right. I wonder how much time I used up now. Like I say, I was going to skip the town completely, you know. I could draw it all back in. Here we go, the town of Amherst. I hope I got enough time. I probably don't have enough time. Let me just say, I said a long time ago, you know, the town of Amherst, high property values were not direct caused by high taxes and supposedly high services, although the argument is really just the high taxes cause the high property values. Okay? We got that. What really gives you high property values in Amherst is the rental demand on your property. Okay? Lately, you can figure this out, I guess, even if you didn't listen to me. All right? Because, you know, people are apparently going around town buying houses and turning them into student rentals, right? And this is a big issue. Big problem for the town. Everything's a problem. Demands more people to work for the town, a bigger budget. You know? This is what really this whole rental landlord registry or whatever they're calling this one, that's what it's about. It's just about the town figuring out another way of tagging everybody. All right? Realistically, probably not much is going to change. You know? They'll probably send inspectors around once in a while. But mostly, nobody wants to see inspectors. Not tenants, not landlords, nobody. You know? We haven't had any tragedies. You know, there was that fire a long time ago, but it's not like this is brought on by safety concerns. This is mostly brought on by the nuisance problems, you know, and the students, you know. And I got students on either side of me, but I got them tamed, right? I feel sorry for these kids nowadays. These kids over here had a party the other day. They didn't even have a stereo on. Damn. I make more noise in my sleep than these people make when they're having a party. It's pitiful. You know? Here, kids, back to it. Philosophically. Imagine these poor people that are here in Amherst trying to run the place now. They live in an academic community. They're surrounded in an academic culture. And they don't know that college kids want to party. Right? They think they can stop college kids from partying. That's what I told you. Delusional. That's denial. All right? You got to allow them an outlet to party. All right? That's just the way it is. What you doing? Well, that's the problem. See, that is, I went to college, kids. I had a good time. I went to college in Pennsylvania. Drinking age was 21 in Pennsylvania. It was 18 here in Mass. I could go to the bars in Amherst when I was 16. All right? But when I went to Pennsylvania, well, you could still go to the bars early, but the whole drinking thing on campus, that was all running through the frats, essentially. You know, it was a frat system. And every frat had a party practically every weekend. Maybe not every weekend, but it was often a party, you know, and that was the social outlet for the students. You know, there were other parties. There were people that weren't cool with frats and all of that, you know, but, you know, it was looked at with a wink and a nod in the administration, and everybody in town knew that the college kids drank and had parties. You know, and I'm talking 1977, you know, or whatever, in that range, before and after. And now these enlightened liberals that we got running the town of Amherst and stuff, and it's 40 years later, or almost, and they're like, oh, they must be prevented from having a party. That's where the problems start. Yeah, all right, good luck with that. Good luck with that. I know a guy, he claims he can make water flow uphill. And I'm waiting to see the proof. I'm telling you. All right, that ought to do it. Thanks for being with me. And we'll get together again real soon on another Bruce show. All right? All right, folks. Welcome to another Bruce show. And we always like to get the Bruce show started off with a good prayer. So, Lord, our Heavenly Father, we thank you for your many blessings. You are the greatest and the mightiest and the holiest ever in all the heavens and all the earths and everywhere else. And we admire everything about you. And we'd humbly strive to do your work here on earth, Lord. And Lord, we'd ask you for good health. We'd ask you to protect our soldiers. We'd ask you to forgive our transgressions. We'd ask you to spare the lives of the people from the disaster and calamity around the world. And we'd ask you to show the people our common understanding. And we'd ask for these things in the name of the Lord. Amen. All right, folks. Well, you're in luck because I tuned up this guitar and found it was a little out of tune. Well, that's if you believe that I can tune a guitar. We're in a rush. I'm already late for the fishing derby. We're going to the fishing derby today, folks. You're gonna have to put on the back burner all of that stuff. Don't get the impression though that we've forgotten or any way getting over that Boston debacle. We ain't never getting over that. Oh yeah. Sitting here in the morning sun. Oh no! Excuse me, folks. I can start better than that, I know. Sitting here in the morning sun, oh yeah. And baby, I'll be sitting here when the evening comes. Don't you know? Some days I sit watching all the ships rolling in, and then I just watch them rolling away again. Don't you know? Some days I'm just sitting on the dock in old Adelaide, just watching the sun and the sand all slipping away. You can't I know about sitting on the dock in a bay, just wasting time, love, if you think about it, nothing more to say. I left my home down in Georgia, yeah, and I was headed for that old Frisco Bay. Don't you know? Some days I say I ain't had nothing to live for, Lord. Looking like nothing gonna be coming my way. Don't you know? Some days I'm just sitting on the dock here by the bay, just watching the sand and the sun all slipping away. You can't I know about sitting on the dock here by the bay, just wasting time, love, if you think about it, there's nothing more to say. about the same. I can't be done what 10 people tell me to do. So I guess I'm just gonna remain the same. Sitting there, resting my bone. And baby, this loneliness, it won't leave me alone. Don't you know, some days I say 2,000 miles I think I have roamed, just to make this old head dark in my home. Don't you know, some days I'm just sitting in the dark here by the bay, just watching the sand and the sun all slipping away. You can't you know about sitting in the dark here by the bay, just wasting time, love, if you think about it, nothing more to say. I guess I'm just gonna remain the same. And resting my bones. Baby, loneliness, it won't leave me alone. Someday, 2,000 miles long, think I have roamed. Oh yeah, just to make this old head dark in my home. Don't you know, some days I'm just sitting on the dock here by the bay, just watching the all slipping away. You can't know about sitting on the dock here by the bay, just wasting time, love, if you think about it. Alright folks, like I say, I'm always running late and I'm running late again, so we gotta run. Alright? Be right back. Hold on.
Gather on the TV set, folks. The Bruce Show is on the air.